Look who just came in. I mean, I'm glad that we've mended, if there was a mending that needed to be done, apparently we've done it because
Of course.
I'm honored, Gene. Thank you, finally.
Do you want to give me a proper introduction, or...
Well, I'm just I'm just floored that you're here because we've been trying so long over the last few years. You used to do the show all the time. I don't really know what went haywire, but I'm glad that you, the great Gene Simmons from one of my all-time favorite bands, has finally decided to come back in.
And also the #1 reality show in America, Gene Simmons' Family Jewels.
Is it still on the air, Gene?
It's not, but it's still beating that metal show.
Well, that wouldn't be all that hard to do.
It's true. We're gonna go in a different direction. And you know, it's funny because you mentioned Aerosmith and Kiss. We have a great idea. And you could tell me because you've got your pulse on rock fans in America. Tell me what you think of this. Kiss, Aerosmith, Van Halen, Thin Lizzy on one tour. Now here's how the tour works. Kiss comes out and we perform for 2 hours. And then the members of Thin Lizzy, Aerosmith, and Van Halen come out. They don't play any instruments. They go up and do spoken word about how much Kiss just kicked ass. What do you think? I think it's great.
I mean...
What do you think, Paul?
Well, wow, I can't believe this. My old friend, Paul Stanley, my favorite rock star ever. This is an amazing day.
It's all water under the bridge. Water under the bridge, Eddie.
But I can't, Paul. Finally, you've come in just to talk. You know how much I love the band. I'm just a fan, man. We got to talk this out.
I think there's been some misunderstanding, so I'm going to negotiate this conversation. So, Eddie, what did you say that got Paul so upset?
Gene, honestly, I don't know.
You do.
Well, I can only think that it's because I don't feel right as a fan with the band as it currently looks. I wish Tommy and Eric had their own personas. I don't like the fact that they are impersonating Ace and Peter. I have no problem with them. I love them. I'm glad they're in the band. They're great players. I just, as a fan, I can't look at it. I decided not to check out on it. But it doesn't mean, it shouldn't wipe away 30 years.
I know there's a lot more that was said. I remember too, and I can tell you right now that, Eddie, we actually have the sound clip, unedited, of what you said. And you said a lot more than what you just said right here.
Well, over the years, sure, we've had debates and discussions about it, absolutely.
I've got the entire thing unedited. Some of it is offensive. Some of it is shocking. And if you want to hear it in its entirety, it's available right now for $49.95 at KissOnline.com. Click on my codpiece. You'll see Eddie's face pop out of my codpiece. Boom. Use your Kiss credit card, save 20 cents, and then you'll be able to hear the entire Eddie Trunk comment.
Well, Gene, I mean, it couldn't have been that bad what I said if you feel it's worth charging for.
Gene just likes to make money.
Are you okay with accepting your 50%, Paul?
We work out these deals, and if it's a really good night, you'll end up with a star in your crotch. That doesn't even make any sense. Here's the deal. You go to KissOnline.com. Everything is available there.
Well, listen, I'm glad that you guys were willing to come in and somewhat clear the air. I mean, I know you've got to go. I know there's a lot of other channels, and you're making the rounds here at Sirius XM.
It's been a packed show. You had the guys from Thin Lizzy, of course, huge Kiss fans. I mean, all their songs taken straight from the Kiss catalog, but they do it in their own way. Aerosmith, of course, stole from Kiss. Aerosmith would be nowhere without Kiss. But we're proud to carry the flag for rock and roll, for everybody. There'd be no Eddie Trunk. There'd be no Sirius XM, because Kiss influenced radio. We came up with the first idea for a satellite. So,
Gene, how did you... I always wondered about this. I'm really surprised that you allowed, when you toured with Aerosmith to close every night.
Because we found out that and this was a misunderstanding because it was our understanding that Aerosmith was going to go on after Kiss and talk about how great we were. We didn't know they were actually going to play their instruments. So that was a huge misunderstanding. So we didn't know that. And also, every night, that was the first tour where Eric Singer was singing Beth on stage every night. And you know, to this day, I still, believe it or not, I get choked up when I hear Beth. Did you know that?
I didn't know that the Demon had a soft side like that.
I cry every night because Peter Criss owns all the royalties to that. So every time we play that, I get nothing.
You let that deal slip through, huh?
I get nothing, so I cry every time I hear that.
Paul, do you get anything off of Beth?
I get a little wet.
Paul's a man of few words today, and I understand that we still have some healing to do.
Yep,
I
he's still
understand.
mad.
I understand.
He's still mad.
We'll get there.
Listen, Eddie, Thin Lizzy, Aerosmith, it's because of Kiss. We came up with the #1 TV show in America, Gene Simmons' Family Jewels, the #1 band. We've invented everything in pop culture.
Well, Gene, listen, as a huge fan, I appreciate you stopping in. I hope this is a bridge to future conversations. I hope we can work through some of these, what I feel have been very erroneous reports about things I did or didn't say. And that goes for you as well, Paul. I mean, listen, I think it's tragic.
Okay.
I think it's tragic to wipe away 30 years of support just because everybody's a fan, everybody has an opinion, and I've got to be honest about mine, and it doesn't mean I don't respect and love the history of the band.
Eddie, if you're going to think you really pissed us off, you're really thinking very highly of yourself because, again, we're Kiss. We've created everything. Did you know that Kiss created cancer? The disease?
I did not know that.
We did. We created cancer. And we have a cure. But it'll cost you. Go to kissonline.com. If you want to cure yourself, it's going to cost a lot of money. Go use your Kiss credit card.
Well, listen, I have no choice but to think that there was some issue at some point because you've declined all invitations to do the radio shows and the TV shows. And I'm just glad that we were able to build somewhat maybe of a step in the right direction here because nothing was ever malicious, and I'm glad that we could at least talk for a few minutes, and you guys are both willing to pop in here.
We want you, Eddie, to be a part of the Monster Tour. It's just, we got to figure out what that price range is going to be for you to buy into it. So we're going to have you meet with our lawyers and figure it out.
Well, you need to figure out where the Monster Tour is going to be, too.
Well, we're going to be announcing that soon. But believe me, if there's a 13-year-old kid in Des Moines, Iowa, who has 20 bucks in his pocket, we're coming to his town, I'm lighting a firecracker, and I'm taking that money.
Gene, Paul, thank you so much. You know, I want to play. I'm going to play one more Kiss song as I let you guys get out of here. And
cool, we're going to make some more money.
How about Going Blind? You want to play Going Blind? That
Sure.
might be a lot of fun.
Going Blind. Here we go. Greatest rock song by the greatest rock band of all time.
All right, here we go. We'll play Going Blind by Kiss, and then we'll come back with more. It's what a show we're having here. Gene and Paul, an olive branch, if you will.
Listen up, you pricks. This is how it's done.
Eddie Trunk Live, Sirius XM 39.